Do we really know the value of money and how it actually works? Or are we just trying to outsmart something that we do not even know how to handle properly? Money does not always have to be complicated, but it would not be as easy as well. Do you know that even without a diploma, you would still be able to save a lot and have so much in the future? Because today, we will be talking about the lessons that we have learned in Morgan Housel's book, The Psychology of Money. So, if education is not actually key to wealth and success, then what is? To put it simply, your behavior and relationship with money is what matters most. You do not always need a degree to find your way around money. One of the things that would actually determine your wealth is how you act when you have enough, so much, or no money at all. Is your psychology working for you towards financial freedom, or are you using it against yourself? Today, you will find out how to make better financial decisions, how emotions can play a huge role in your purchases, how you should think of money and wealth, and why our different backgrounds and current financial resources affect how we use our money. People have different perspectives on money. Considering that every day we are faced with different financial struggles, some of us have different ways of solving and spending it. A phone could be a luxury to some, while it is something that can be easily disposed of for people who grew up getting everything they want. If someone was born rich and had a lot of money to spare, we would often see them splurging on things that most of us would not even imagine having, while others would save as much money as they can and would not even dare look at anything expensive. Some people are born into families that encourage education, others are against it. Some are born into flourishing economies encouraging entrepreneurship, others are born into war and destitution. I want you to be successful and I want you to earn it. But realize that not all success is due to hard work, and not all poverty is due to laziness. Keep this in mind when judging other people, including yourself. You see, that is the point. There is not one definition of success, money, and wealth. Sometimes the way other people spend their money might not make sense for you, but that may seem reasonable for them. As per Morgan, every year, more than $400 are spent by the lowest income households in the US on lottery. They might not realize that they are spending this much money every time they buy lottery tickets. This amount is actually 4 times more than the average in the highest income group. It may sound crazy for others to think that these people are more willing to spend this money on lottery instead of putting it in a more reasonable investment, like an emergency fund. But as I have said, all of us perceive money in many ways. You would understand these people better if you put yourself in their shoes. Most of them have little to no money left whenever they are receiving their monthly income. That being said, they also do not have the glamorous careers that others have. Add to the fact that they cannot afford to live a luxurious lifestyle. Basically, they do not know where else to put their remaining money, but to at least take a shot at something uncertain, like lottery. They think that the more lottery tickets they buy, the more chances they will get to live a life that they can only dream of. So how can we learn from this? How can you use this takeaway to be a better investor? We first have to understand and accept our differences when it comes to money. When you are able to get past that, it would be easier to know where you should put your money and invest in something that is more aligned with your goals. We cannot just copy other people's investment portfolio just because we saw how it made them rich. It is so easy to follow the steps of people that already found the formula that worked for them. But there is no single way to be rich. You have to consider what you can risk to get there. These rich people are trying to stay rich, while most of us are only on our way to get rich. If you think this through, you would not take risks and investments that you would not afford to lose. With this, we can be more mindful and find the best investments that would suit our goals and current lifestyle. You do not have to be envious of anything. Yes, there are times where you will look at other people and they are already enjoying the things that you are still working hard for. But you should keep in mind that the more you look at others, the more that your own decisions will be affected. When it comes to investing, you do not have to compare your assets to other people's assets. Life would never be fair, and that is something you should know by now. Focus all your energy on what you have and put your attention on growing your assets. If you always feel like you have to have what they have, you will get lost along the way. Managing our emotions would give us an edge in every financial decision that we make. Most of the times when you were comparing yourself to others, you would rush your steps to get there. You would not even think things through and weigh your options properly. Because of your envy, you would likely pay a bigger price that would only sabotage your progress. Spending money to show people how much money you have is the fastest way to have less money. For example, you saw your neighbor driving a new car that you have been wanting for a while. Since you are jealous and also want to show off that you have got that money as well, you decided to buy one as well. But the money that you used is meant for your investment. Now you've got a car but no money to invest. Instead of growing your money, you tend to your ego. Would this car generate profit? Would this help you accumulate more assets? Of course not. You can try and justify your impulsive purchases as something that will make you happy. Besides, some of you would even think that there is no certainty that you will get money from your investments anyway. Even though every investment is risky, you have to understand that the risk is the price that you have to pay. Are you ready to lose? You should be, because only then you can also win. When you enter the game, you should be ready to face what is to come next. Before people try investing, they are already thinking of the possible amount that they are going to lose if things do not go according to their plan, which happens often, by the way. But it is not the money that you have to pay. It is actually the emotions and behavior that you are going to have in this game. You have to be able to battle with fear and doubt. You have to get past that. It is easier to convince yourself that you can surpass that, but it is a different experience when you already experienced that. For that, I would say that you should be able to allow yourself to grow and learn as well. In order to get wealthy and successful in the future, you should know that you are not just growing your assets and portfolio because you also have to grow as a person. All of us do not know what the future actually holds, so better go ahead and start investing as early as possible, because there is no way of finding out what will happen unless you take the chance to know it. Being pessimistic does not necessarily indicate high intelligence. It is so easy to appear smart when you are pessimistic in life. It is so easy to expect the worst in every situation and just watch things crumble down in front of you. When people are pessimistic, they think that they are being rational, which is not really the case. Suppose you failed a business that you have started. If you're going to listen to your pessimistic side, then you would stop this business altogether. On the other hand, if you're going to be optimistic about the situation, you would look for what went wrong, make some changes, and then try again. You can easily make yourself believe that you cannot do certain things because they are bound to be bad, that they are bound to fail. But sometimes, optimistic people see an opportunity to get around things. Sure, we sometimes see ourselves in situations that we don't want to be involved in. But remember this, a mindset that can be paranoid and optimistic at the same time is hard to maintain because seeing things as black or white takes less effort than accepting nuance. There is more to wealth and success than just doing what is right from what is wrong. Life is not black and white. Most of the time, we have to walk in the in-betweens and the uncertainties. Maybe it is the fear of facing the challenges and failures that made people so pessimistic. It is less embarrassing to say, "I know this is going to happen," than "I should have known better." With pessimism, you are already accepting defeat without even trying to fight back. Most people are afraid to invest because they expect that it is bound to fail anyway. Because of this, they would not know how it would be to win and learn. Pessimism is sometimes a cowardly move. When it comes to wealth, money, and success, you have to be more of an optimist to be able to see the brighter side in the things that you do. You are not being naive, you just know that things could go the other way around, especially if you are relentless in growing your money. We also tend to think that what happened in the past has something to do with what would happen in the future. But in reality, things could go either way. Our past experiences are something that can teach us a lesson, but we cannot use that to predict what will happen in the future. At the end of the day, we cannot control the future by relying so much on our past. So instead of always getting ahead and predicting the things that are about to happen, because you think that it is what smart people do, then start handling one step at a time. You should just deal with what you can control and handle at the moment and do not worry about what is to come. It's perfectly fine not to know what the future holds. As I have mentioned, no one really knows what will happen tomorrow. We sometimes are not aware that we are making the wrong decisions. There's just really no telling. That is why it is important that you take into consideration the changes that might happen to you in the coming years when you are making long-term financial planning. Right now, you can be convinced that you do not want any children in the future. That is why your financial plans for the future are limited to the things that you want to have without kids. But then you end up having children. So what you planned before may not work the way you expected it to. Personalities and perspectives can likely change over time. Of course, you have to plan for the future, and that is the right thing to do. But just make sure that you are not closing your doors to other possibilities that you will encounter along the way. This will be most useful when you are making your investment strategy. Don't allow mistakes to bring you down. Progress happens too slowly to notice, but setbacks happen too quickly to ignore. If you have decided to grow your wealth and accumulate assets, expect to make mistakes along the way. Keep in mind that no one starts as an expert in something right away. We are all bound to fail somehow while we are walking the path towards success. If you lose something in playing the game of investing, you may somehow feel discouraged and afraid to try. That is why many people are stopping right away just after failing for one time. This is not the right behavior for investing. If you want to stay and be able to conquer your limiting beliefs, you have to fight back. You have to try again until you find the formula that will work for you. You do not have to copy what your friend or mentor did, because what worked for them might not work for you and vice versa. Give yourself the room to make errors. For example, you invested in the market and you know that you can afford to lose up to $10,000. You would still be able to pay for your bills and invest in other things even if you lose this much. But then when you saw that you already lost $5,000, you immediately start to panic, thinking that all of that money would go to waste. If you continue to do this, you might as well not invest in anything at all, because you would not get the full experience of failing and learning from your mistakes. How would you even learn if you are not even allowing yourself to get a taste of a mistake? When it comes to investment, money, wealth, success, you can expect the best and the worst of things, but you will eventually learn and know when to risk and what to risk. But before you get in with all of these, ask yourself, why do you even want to be wealthy? Do you even know that being rich is different from being wealthy? If you are rich, you have a lot of money. You can be rich without having the chance to enjoy the life that you've been dreaming of because you possibly lack time to explore and go on adventure. But if you are wealthy, you will have the financial freedom to do the things that you want whenever you want. With wealth, you have the opportunity to live the lifestyle that you want and have control over your time. This is the kind of luxury that people are wanting to achieve with wealth. It is not always about the material things and expensive products. It is about experiencing the things that you want to do while you still have the time to do so. I hope you know by now that the way you think and behave have a great impact in your financial decisions and steps in life. We all want to get there, to be wealthy and successful, but only few people are ready to evaluate their personalities to align it with their financial goals. Are you one of them? What is the most memorable takeaway for you in this video? Comment your thoughts, and if you want to see more videos or summaries about books where you can get the best financial advice, then make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Like our video, and do not forget to turn on your notification so you can be updated whenever we have a new upload.